In the mid-1970s, Habitat for Humanity International was born out of the desire to help those less fortunate, those around the world who need the stability and safety that only homeownership provides. Locally, our affiliate was established in 1987 when a few like-minded individuals here in Columbus recognized the need for safe, decent, and affordable housing options in our own community. From humble beginnings then, Habitat of Greater Columbus evolved into Habitat Mid-Ohio. And in that capacity, we've served more than 400 families in Franklin, Licking, and Madison counties, thereby making us one of the top 50 affiliates out of the 1,400 across the United States.
As a renter, you don't really know what goes into being a homeowner, and Habitat teaches you what it means to be a homeowner. Truly a blessing, because as a single parent, I didn't have thousands of dollars to put down for a house. People actually give up their whole entire days to help somebody else obtain their goals and their dreams. So it kind of restored my faith in humanity a little. I take pride in my home, knowing that, I know how to work the furnace. My daughter asked me if I was able to actually fix things now that I knew where some of the studs were and how the electricity works, and I want to make sure that I have a nice curb appeal. So building my home, it gives me pride.
In the 80s, when we started Habitat, we weren't thinking homelessness quite like we are today, but we were really concerned already with people who couldn't afford a house and people who were renting in substandard situations. So the concept of Habitat, which I think was very, very good and still is, to have families invest in their own home.
It's really fun to look back at the history of what we've accomplished at Habitat Mid-Ohio. Elford is really proud to support Habitat Mid-Ohio, and one of our core values is build community, and empowered over 400 families in more than 1,000 children that we've made a difference in their lives, and the impact that they are now having on our community. And it isn't just a home to live in, but it's really a catalyst to a brighter future.
The little ones are the nails, yeah.
You're addressing a critical need in this community, one that is actually growing, and that is around the issue of affordable housing. And we see no reason why we shouldn't continue to perpetuate our support. Overall, I think it's $2.2 million that we've invested over the last 20 years, and that's just the start. I see that growing in the future. But we would have never been able to build those homes without those 9,000 volunteers who are employees and retirees of this company who've spent 57,000 hours in service and through that given 49 families an opportunity to live an independent life in their own home in a safe and secure environment.
As Habitat Mid-Ohio has grown, so too have our approaches to serving our community and its hardworking families in need. Home building and, to some extent, home rehabs remain the staples of our mission. However, home repairs have become a major focus as this affiliate moves forward to help revitalize neighborhoods, allowing residents to age in place both gracefully and safely in their own homes. In addition, the success of our restores has allowed us to maintain a vitally important revenue stream while providing valuable, reusable goods for our patrons. The bottom line is Habitat Mid-Ohio is continuing to evolve to meet the needs of the community and positively impact more families throughout our service area.
When we came, we had no stable living environment. My children had not grown up in a place where they could call home. To have that and to offer that for them was huge. It took some stress off of me, knowing I had a place I could call home where I could then focus on continuing my education and my job, and it's just been a huge life-changing experience. I remember coming out here and seeing all the hundreds of Huntington people and all the volunteers, and I was amazed. I couldn't believe that many people showed up. I think the effect that it had on the street and just the presence was heartfelt. Any little bit of time, any little bit of donations, anything that they've done, it mattered. It mattered for me, it mattered for my family, and it matters for hundreds of other families. In the few quiet moments that I have as a single mom, I enjoy reflecting and just thinking back to this whole process and how humbling it is and how grateful I am.
Working with the volunteers, it's just a win-win all the way around. There's a upbeat atmosphere. The people are coming in, they know they're going to be doing stuff for Habitat, but it's not until they actually start working on this that this starts to hit home, that this is a house that somebody else is going to get. It's their very first time they've owned a house. And I can remember one time up on the hilltop, in Eureka, I believe it was, where the partner family, the mother did not tell the kids that they were getting a new house. She had been telling them all along that I'm just going to do some volunteering with Habitat. I'm going to help them build houses. And I take a personal interest in this house because I've done a lot of work on that. But it wasn't until that day that they actually saw the house, and then they were running around the house, oh, this is going to be my bedroom, and it was just really neat to see that kind of thing happening.
When I think of Nationwide's philanthropic goals and how well aligned they are to Habitat Mid-Ohio, it's a perfect fit. Since 2001, Nationwide has invested over $800,000 toward Habitat-related initiatives. This includes sponsorships, this includes associate giving, as well as the company match. In addition to the financial giving and the volunteer hours, perhaps our most recent one, which is pretty exciting for me because I was actually there for the wall raising, is a Reeve Avenue project. And since that project started, our associates, totaling about 432 associates, have volunteered in excess of 3,000 hours. And I've got to tell you, when I watched the wall raising with the family, and I'll remember the mom really hammering in the door around the side, and the proud, the feelings that overcame her and her family, it just warms your heart. And you really get to realize and appreciate just what it really means to have them have the pride and the dignity to have home ownership.
As Habitat looks to the next 30 years, a key component of our ongoing success will be meeting the goals as outlined in the Habitat Housing Initiative. The HHI, as we call it, is a 5-year neighborhood revitalization plan to transform lives and communities through what have been our core competencies. HHI will provide vital resources, allowing us to increase our capacity to create real, sustainable neighborhood transformation throughout our service area. The addition of at least 2 more high-performing restores throughout Central Ohio will help us maintain our ability to serve more than 140 families annually as we enter this next decade and beyond. So come be a part of making the HHI and our goals throughout Central Ohio a reality.
Back in 2011, we had a house fire, and we went through all kinds of problems, including a contractor who really didn't get the job finished. And fortunately, Habitat, through help from a friend of ours, came to our rescue. With the Habitat Repair Program, we were fortunate because it was quite new. Working with the volunteers and all the Habitat people has been fantastic because the workers took pride in what they were doing, and that was a lot of the satisfaction too, that we put some actual work into it. We didn't just take over a house that somebody else did for us. The Habitat folks had some great ideas. At the back door where there's a really nice porch, there is no step, so it's very possible for somebody to go in and out of the house easily that way. And it's sure nice for taking groceries in.
For an organization to thrive and continue into the future, you need to continue to instill more young people into an organization. So I was excited to try to get more people like me that regularly volunteer out from a younger age demographic. And Habitat's one of those organizations where you can see a direct result. You're making a difference in your community. They're often in neighborhoods where a lot of the people that are volunteering don't necessarily go in too frequently. So you're seeing a different side of your community, and you're helping improve that neighborhood as well.
So at Columbia Gas, we understand the importance of a safe, warm, and affordable home, and that it can provide families with stability and also resources needed to meet other basic needs. So with our partnership with Habitat Mid-Ohio, we're committed to the revitalization and growth of our communities. After all, it's in these communities in which our customers work, play, and raise their families. Right here in Central Ohio, we are experiencing a significant and serious affordable housing crisis that has impacted our families, their well-being, their children's development, as well as our workforce. Habitat Housing Initiative is the vaccine for this crisis, and Columbia Gas is a proud partner of Habitat Mid-Ohio. The future is here and now, and through the Habitat Housing Initiative, we will continue to serve partner families for decades to come.